Valentine's Day's coming and the perfect Valentine's Day sponsorship doesn't exist. Wait for it. Because I'm giving some love to the sponsor of this video. This video is brought to you by Helix. Helix Sleep makes premium mattresses customized to fit your needs, shipped right to your door. Offering 20 unique mattresses, including their award-winning Luxe and Ultra Premium Elite collections, as well as Helix Plus, designed for big and tall sleepers. Comes rolled in a box, super easy to set up. You take the Helix Sleep quiz to match you to your mattress based on your sleep preferences, body type. Took the quiz and it matched me to the Helix Sunset Luxe. Last year I got my Helix mattress for my first sponsorship with them. Haven't looked back, which I was a little apprehensive about. I liked my mattress. It did fine by me. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But sometimes you don't know what's broke. You don't know what you're missing until you experience that which you are missing. The Glaciotex cooling cover was that missing piece of the puzzle. And the difference here is noticeable. Nice, cool, comfortable throughout the night. In my house, we call it puppy approved. You have 100 days to decide whether you like the mattress. 10-year warranty, flexible payment options, solid peace of mind. The Helix President's Day sale is running for a limited time from now through the end of the month. Click the link below and they'll give you, my people, my viewers, my subscribers, 27% off your mattress purchase from now till the end of February. Enjoy the mattress. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, here's your second option of Valentine's Day date movies a week before Valentine's Day. Let's do it. We'll get through this, but I feel like my voice is going out. I can feel it's kind of raspy. That's weird. If it annoys you, thanks for watching anyway. Maybe if I talk like this, all ASMR, it'll be better. So Hard Eyes is directed by Josh Rubin. It's a slasher flick, but for Valentine's Day. For the past few years, there's been a serial killer out there named, you guessed it, Hard Eyes, donning a mask with, you guessed it, Hard Eyes. And while this is a Valentine's Day slasher flick, there's surprisingly more going on than just that. You get your introductory slayings in the film, the blood splatter kills, it's gory, it's fun, what's not to like? But at a point in this movie, I realized Hard Eyes hasn't actually shown up or killed anyone for a while. Because this isn't just a slasher flick, this is actually a Valentine's Day date movie. Unironically, that does have a slasher flick woven into it. Yes, it's the other movie this weekend that's a merging of genres. Action flick love story, slasher flick love story. Doing so can make it feel like conflicting tone, make the movie feel like it falls on its ass, or it can add depth, make it feel like the movie's bringing something new to the table, which Hard Eyes does. Not that the Hard Eyes killer doesn't show up in this movie and start doing his thing, but the movie does rely on this. I don't want to call it a long game, but it does rely on you getting attached to the characters first. And if you're gonna do that, you're gonna need a pair that's gonna bring it. Screen presence, chemistry, charisma, they're gonna need the works. Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding are actually kind of incredible together. I gotta say, Mason Gooding, I like him in the newer Scream movies, but after seeing him in this movie, I feel like he's wasted in the Scream movies. To a degree I just didn't know about him. The dude has amazing screen presence. I not only buy them as two people who are interested in each other, but it's just a natural progression of boy meets girl, girl meets boy, they're interested, they're kind of awkward. They go out to dinner, sure, they're interested, but it doesn't just stop there. Through the course of this slasher film and its events, it feels like there is something bigger that's brewing between these two. Something real, which makes it feel surprisingly far more romantic in what's brewing between these two than a lot of other romances out there. The slasher flick does romance well. Take notes, Hollywood, I guess. It's kind of like Titanic. It's not like Titanic, but bear with me on this. You know, in Titanic, it's not until halfway through the film that the ship hits the iceberg and you're like, oh, that's right. What I actually came here for. Before that, it's Jack and Rose. I was surprised that at a point in this movie, I kind of forgot I was here to watch people die. Because the movie actually works as a romantic comedy. But it doesn't feel like conflicting tone. That's what makes this movie feel a little different. Saying romantic comedy, also slasher flick, it, could make you be like, This movie had comedy in it, which for the most part does work to make it a romantic comedy. Because when Hard Eyes does show up, it's shocking, it surprises you. When the hits are hard and the violence is happening, the humor doesn't compromise that, for the most part. There were a couple times where I was like, wait, are you making a parody too? But so much of the rest of the movie worked for me, I just kind of give it a slide in those couple instances, because it's not built on those instances. Some of the humor does stand out, I don't want to say like a sore thumb, and I really can't say like a sore thumb. It could have stood out like a sore thumb. Though it does still stand out, our leads sell it, and that's what matters. There's one bit in particular where they're in this vehicle at this drive-in, and it's just going on for a while, but it's them selling the bit that makes it work. There were a couple of moments where I just kind of rolled my eyes, like, Sure. There's this one sequence that takes place in a police precinct. In Seattle, by the way. This movie takes place in Seattle. And the power's all flickering. The light bulbs are... It looks like a Blumhouse horror film. In a police precinct, it just didn't make sense to me. Then again, this is the city that brought us Chop, Chaz, Chode, whatever that was called. So hey, maybe that is how funded they are. I did feel the end overcooked it a little bit. It's kind of like how horror movies in the 90s and 2000s all tried to be Scream. This one I feel like is trying to be the newer Screams. The power of Scream, baby. This movie does leave me with questions, unfulfilled things in which I don't have the answers to. Can't get into them without spoilers. Just got to keep it vague like that. One bit of information in particular stands out where I'm like, are you ever going to answer that? No? All right, fair enough. I guess we move on. It just bothers me. And I also like the fact that this movie does address and dig at dating culture. Don't want to say it's a trash fire out there in the dating world, more like a nuclear wasteland. It keeps it real about that, but it's not entirely cynical. I appreciate that. Yeah, in the end, Hard Eyes surprised me. I was expecting your run-of-the-mill Valentine's Day slasher flick, where it's a person in a Valentine's Day mask killing people on Valentine's Day, but really the holiday is inconsequential. It's just a slasher flick with a Valentine's Day coat of paint. But the Valentine's Day element goes deeper than that. It's actually legitimately a solid date movie that has a slasher flick in it. I will recommend this movie as your Valentine's date night, and I'm not even being facetious. It's a movie that feels like two movies in one, but instead of having that conflicting tone that 99% of movies that try that do, I actually dug what they did with it. It makes digs at online culture, the dating scene, integrates humor in a way which works for the most part, and has something in here I think will speak to my fellow single romantic cynics. I had myself a really good time in Hard Eyes, no alcohol required. Funny enough, this Hard Eyes killer being an established serial killer for the past 5 years feels like we're coming in the 5th installment rather than the first. Most slasher flicks, it's, oh, this new killer and we're seeing it happen for the first time. Not here. Hard Eyes has been active for a few years, which does lend itself to possibly prequels. Which I'm totally down to see. Alright, so Hard Eyes, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your favorite Valentine's Day horror or slasher flick? Whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.